So I was given this project by a client recently to remove the holes in this rifle and to remove the grip and that kind of thing. And I just want you to have a look at the topology of this rifle. It has so many polygons here that if I open it in edit mode, it's going to freeze my computer, and it's probably going to freeze the recording for a while, so I'm not even going to try. I mean, it's possible to edit this 3D model, but it's a big hassle. And actually part of the reason why they sent this model to me is probably because it's so difficult to work with. So I sent an email back to the client saying, well, I could just fill in the holes for you, or I could retopologize it, which is exactly what I've done. And you can see here that this rifle has exactly the same shape as the other rifle, save for the holes in the top and stuff, because he asked me to remove these details. But it still has, the holes in the back, and it still has this hole at the bottom here, and these holes. Oh, I just realized that this is an older version. Let me bring up the newer version. Yeah, you can see it's got holes in the bottom here. Actually, let me just bring up that other one because because it's got. So you can see the other rifles in the scene. It fits pretty much exactly over this rifle, and I was also asked to change the angle of not the shaft, but the barrel of the gun. So this was a little bit of a unnecessary thing for me to do as a 3D modeler. I mean, I could have just solved the guy's problem and been done with it. But I wanted to go the extra mile because not only do I want to give my best work, I also want other people in the industry to learn that this kind of topology that this model is using is simply not acceptable. It makes everybody's job harder, and it takes up so much space on your hard drive. And this is something that a lot of people who are in 3D printing will do, because this kind of topology is great for 3D printing. You need a lot of triangles, a lot of topology for the 3D printing machine to calculate. But it's an absolute nightmare for anyone who wants to edit the model, or if you just want to pass the model around between people. Like, it's crazy, because this is a huge waste of polygons and memory. It's like, if you had a cube, you wouldn't print that cube with 6 million polygons. You'd print it with 8 polygons, because you only need 8 polygons to represent a cube, right? So the way that I got this is just through basic retopologization, and I did pretty much all of it by hand. And to me, there's a lot of beauty in this kind of editing, because the polygons have to follow the shape of the rifle, and there's only really a handful of ways that you can do this and have it look good. There's a marathon happening today, that's why there's so much noise. You almost end up with the idealized form of a rifle. Okay, that's some kind of jet going on overhead. And I think that the topology is something that is largely overlooked in the art of 3D modeling. It's kind of seen as something that you have to fight against while you're doing your model, but good topology can really work in your favor. It can work for you. Especially in areas like this, where you have these these ridges and things, you can easily create those by creating sharp edges in your model using Shift E. And to me, it's just a whole lot more appealing than having a million tiny little triangles. Yeah, and anyway, that's my speech. This is kind of unrelated, but you know, I wouldn't be doing this kind of work if I wasn't incredibly oppressed by people in my city. I am a comedian, and I've always been a comedian. I am a very good comedian. I stand on stage, tell jokes, and people laugh, which is kind of the point. And the industry is overrun by bad comedians. Bob Perfect, Nathan Levinrad, Callum Hitchcock, people in Cape Town. And they've accused me of sexual assault, which is something that I simply would never do. And I used to make money as a comedian. I used to make thousands of rands performing comedy and putting on comedy shows, and also working for comedians doing things like animations, cartoons, comic strips, that kind of thing. And they've completely ruined my reputation and locked me in this prison. And sometimes I think that there might be some kind of cosmic reason, like I am making a video game and I wouldn't be able to finish the video game if I wasn't locked in this prison without being able to socialize or go outside or do the things that I love to do and that I'm born to do. Because I'm not only a comedian, I'm also a musician, and I'm also banned from performing music anywhere. So, I mean, I'm an artist, so even if I'm not allowed to do the things that I'm born to do, I'm still going to find something else to do, like this, you know, and I'm going to find pleasure in this. But this isn't what I should be doing. I should be performing comedy live, and these talentless idiots, these absolutely pathetic homunculi who cannot write a joke to fucking save their mother's life. They are so terrible. They're not just bad comedians. They're anti-comedians. They go on stage and they make people feel sad. They make people feel terrible about themselves. They make people feel worse. These are horrible, horrible people, and they've destroyed the lives of someone who is actually a talented, one in a million genius. And that may sound arrogant, and maybe it is, but I've had an incredibly difficult life. You're never going to meet someone who's had a life like mine. My father was assassinated when I was 2 years old by the president of my country. I have a lot of shit to say, and I don't even want to talk about this stuff on stage. I just want to tell fucking jokes. I write amazing jokes. They come from a place that I don't even know where they come from. It's an amazing fucking talent that I have. And all I want to do is to be able to tell jokes, right? I've had articles published about me for my various skills. I've had writing prizes, I have physical science prizes, I have art prizes. People will interview me after shows about my music. I have articles published about the Lego designs that I do. People want to know about me until they realize that I'm not marketable, I'm not advertisable, because my father was executed by the president of the fucking country. A person that everybody knows that the president is a rapist, everybody knows the president is a murderer, but say one negative thing about him and everybody thinks that you're a racist or something, just because the president is a black guy. And it has nothing to do with anything. I don't care about the president's race, alright? He killed my father, he murdered my father, alright? It's not even something I want to talk about. It's your people's attitude, and I'm talking about the people in the industry, that perplexes me beyond, like, I can't even believe that people like you exist. You're so fucking pathetic and horrible. You're such pathetic, horrible people that you've changed the way that I see humans. Now I used to think of humans as essentially good. Now I know that all humans are shitty, fucking pathetic, horrible creatures. They're horrible, especially these people in Cape Town. Fucking talentless, horrible people. And I really hope that you see this. And because I've been, my Facebook account is gone, my Instagram account is gone, and it's just this huge global effort to shut me up, to get me to stop talking. People just do not want me to talk because they have things to say, and the things that they have to say are not as interesting. So people are not going to listen to them if I'm talking. All right, I'm sorry that a 3D modeling video does devolved into this, but it's something that I am tortured with on a daily basis. I'm tortured with the fact that I have got a standing ovation the first time I did stand-up comedy, and I don't have a video of it to prove it to people. And all I want to do is go on stage and perform. That's all I want to do. It's not a big deal. The only way that I can get that is to go into the park and juggle. And when I do that, people crowd around me. And that's the only thing. That's the only way that I can do it. Like Eddie Izzard before me, I'm going to have to take to street performing in order to achieve my goals. All right. So anyway, I hope that you've learned something from this video. I love you very much. Subscribe, hit the notification bell, give me a like, and give me